Hi, and welcome back to Ask Your Guides Friday. I'm Ruta,
And I'm Edie.
and today we're doing the February 23rd.
So we're going to begin today by asking our guides to be with us and help us hear the messages that they have for us and help us to interpret them and understand with clarity. So in the first position, the first card is victory, and that's working with the divine helpers. In the second position, there is creativity, and in this card, it is working with the creativity guides, and this is inverted. In the third position, we have community, and in this card, it's working with the spiritual ancestors, and this is in the reverse position as well. And the fourth card is the overall understanding of why this is sort of going on at this time. And this card is the card of deceit, and it is working with your guardian angel. So as I was turning the cards and I was seeing, creativity inverted and community inverted, the first thoughts that came to me were, there are those of you who are, it's a group that are pulling themselves inwardly. They're not expressing themselves in a creative way. So this is sort of blocking some joy. And there also seems to be a withdrawal from community. So it sort of feels to me that our guardian angels are working closely with us at this time concerning deceit. Are we fooling ourselves? Are we putting forth a false effort in why it is that we're doing what we're doing? So if you're feeling creative, let's say you begin to have a hobby like painting, and people are coming over, and you're fairly good at it. People are coming over and they're saying, well, that's pretty good, or that's whatever. They may not even like it, who knows? But you begin to sort of have this confidence with it. And with that, you're thinking, oh, I'm doing this, and I'm pretty good at it. I'm being creative. But when you're painting, are you connecting in with your spirit? Are you pulling in the energy of this so that you can flow this energy of creativity? There seems to be a little bit of a block of this as of late, but today's the day that you have victory over that, and they turned it around, and there seems to be a spiritual element that this is my truth. I've just been going through the motions, and now is the time to make it real. And I have victory over this deceit that seems to be in my face, seems to be the story I'm telling myself. We're good at telling ourselves stories and believing them. So this seems to be part of that energy. I'm also feeling that this second card about community, there's an element of people who are within this group that are suffering from depression. And pulling yourself, you have pulled yourself away from people who love you. And I'm feeling like now is the time to start stepping forward and pull yourself out of that negative energy of withdrawal. There's a time when it's okay to have a little bit of inward time, but then there's a time when you go, maybe this is time for me to get out and socialize a little bit more. And there also seems to be an element of too much social media. So maybe limit yourself in what you're doing. Maybe do a meditation. Maybe when you're being creative, connect in with the community as well, creatively. And not for the self, but for others. This is what I'm seeing, that the joy comes in when you're doing this for other people. Or maybe you are an art teacher or working with an art group. And this also seems to be a group that's coming and working with that. And to maybe share your talents with maybe a small group of children, or set something up where you're doing some volunteer work. So doing some work, if you're able to do that. And if not, in your everyday kindness to somebody else, if you're going for a walk and you see somebody walking down the street and they're holding grocery bags, and it's a little bit difficult for them. Maybe as you're walking along, you can help them with that. I'm not sure. Anything can happen where you can be kind to another person. Even saying hi to a person and socializing with a person in the grocery line, or with the sales clerk who's helping you through. Take some time and just appreciate the job that they're doing, or maybe tell a joke if you're that kind of a person to lighten their day. I'm not great at telling jokes, but those of you who are, that's a really great thing to be doing for somebody else. Just, make them, laugh a little, bring some happiness to their life. And I feel that the divine helpers of every one of these guides are there for you to call upon them and to ask them for help in the things that you're trying to work on, in the side that is maybe not so pleasant about us. Maybe the things that we are telling ourselves stories about, that we're being deceitful about ourselves. Are we saying, we want to do this, we always want to do this, but somehow always wanting to be a certain way can make us believe that we are that way already. So facing reality of that, we have some growth to do, and it seems to be in these two specific areas through these cards is what the message is from the guys. So, hopefully you can apply the things that were said today into your own lives at this time. And maybe take the masks off and really embody that trueness within yourself, that genuine spirit. There's not one thing that is negative about your spirit.
Love yourself, essentially, through the creativity. What happens is we tend to tap into the true essence of ourselves. Everything seems to fade when we become very creative in something that we're interested in. And so when that happens, these masks, we don't even have to force ourselves to take them off. They just fall off because we are in that moment of joy, in that moment of present moment. And then as we're flowing that energy, it begins to reflect in our surroundings. And so, if there are some of you that are suffering with depression, mild depression, that will just like a wave, it will just cleanse it all off. So it is a good time to pay attention to what is it that interests you in regards to the creativity, in regards to hobbies. Although Edie, recommended, and I do recommend disconnecting, allowing yourself time to disconnect from the social media. But perhaps you're one of those people that can, strive or finds passion in doing something like that. So maybe turn that into a creative thing. Create a project, create perhaps a video of expressing yourself to the other people. Maybe it's through dance. You record yourself dancing and just put it out there to the people that this is something you do. And this is something that anybody can do because they feel like expressing themselves. And this is something for them to show their creativity. Not necessarily doing this for others. This is something for yourself. And at this point, the guides and the divine healers are essentially saying that anything that you feel like expressing, they are supporting you because that indicates movement. You're not stagnant anymore. It's movement.
Okay, so ask your divine helpers today to have victory over the things that you're struggling with. And I really feel that they're there present for you just to, call upon them. Even when you don't call upon them, they're there with you. They're helping you. They're nudging you along. They're giving you the strength and the understanding and the awareness. And really working on awareness is important in this because how we're affecting other people does affect our nature in essence. So, we want to be able to be happy inside through this.
I was just going to add to something in that regards. If perhaps, you're lacking motivation, and it's not about motivation of like when it comes to expression. It's about just starting it. So my little suggestion is to close your eyes for a second and just count in your head 3, 2, 1, and just go for it. That will clear the mind. It will clear the chatter of the mind, and you will just
go for it.
So,
Yeah, there's a focus there.
There's-
And when you're focused and you're really, really determined to do it, you just do it. There's not even a thought about it. So this is the kind of victory I feel people have over these blockages at this time. And I feel like there's been some blockages for a few years for some of you, and you're overcoming specific habits through these channels, but now it's going to come out in a very positive way. And so you're not allowing yourself to be deceitful. And you're not allowing others to be deceitful with you. You're not gonna suffer a fool very long at this point. I feel you're going to be telling people, and this is for their own good, that this is, it's not, you don't need to be a victim. And either ourselves, or if we're feeling victimized, then we need to change that attitude to, okay, this has happened, but now this is the reality of things, and this is how I heal and move forward. And so we want to be able to do that with ourselves and with others. There's complete victory over that. I have a little message for a few of you, I feel, that may be listening to this. There is a few marriages that I'm seeing, and these are some energies that in the past have prevented you from coming together, and now the energy of being, there's a safe place that has been created energetically for love right now. There seems to be a cushioning where people can express themselves wholly and fully with their partners. And it seems to be through these divine helpers of love at this time, on this day especially, that it feels like these little stars of light that are being shed and put down upon these marriages to help people understand what divine union is about. So thank you, those people, because you're helping the rest of humanity to understand what divine union is about, which is pure love and a safe place to express the self and to work through problems in life and all the wonderful things that you can do with another partner. So I feel that this is about all the energy that is coming down for the day for you from the guides, and we hope you enjoyed Ask Your Guides Friday, and please join us again next Friday to see what comes about.
see you next time.